Hello everybody! Today we're going to be going over our patch notes on November 6th. They are mainly to do with a few balance changes to do with the Paralyzer cyberlimb and the Tap 9 pistol, and then a few various fixes. Alright, cyberlimbs. Fixed issue with cyberlimbs that would prevent them from being used after input remapping. Luckily I changed my input and didn't ever run into that. Paralyzer balancing changes. Alright, so they changed the Paralyzer across all rarities here. If you can see here, the number of darts for every Paralyzer is 1 now, whereas I think the purple, I believe, had 4. So the cooldown went from 90 is now 75 for the purple. Wall hack radius is 35. It was 35, is now 30 for all of them. Area of effect was 4.5. It is now 3.5 for all of them. Hit stun duration is 2 seconds now. I think that's actually what it was. Direct hit duration, this changes per variant. So you can see 5.5 here, and then direct hit duration 4.5 for blue. Direct hit duration 3.5 for green. Direct hit duration 2.5 for gray. So that's still kind of high if you ask me. I would like to see that come down a little bit. Probably like don't make it above 2.5 seconds for epic. Like, I don't know, 5.5 seconds of being stunned and not being able to fly, not being like, oh my gosh, that's obviously it's still a free kill. That's just my opinion. Alright, area effect duration 5 seconds was 9 seconds for purple, 4 seconds was 9 seconds for blue, 3 seconds was 9 seconds for green. So it was all 9 seconds, which is wild. Area effect duration. So those orbs, when you shoot them, if it's on the ground and you're using it to block a doorway, now it's only going to last depending on the variant that you have. Alright, vision duration. 20 seconds for gray was 35. This also scales. Vision duration 23 was 37. 26 was 39. 29 was 41. Okay. So that covers our Paralyzer balancing changes. Overall, I think this is a good change. We're moving in the right direction. Personally, I still don't understand why we need thermal wall hacks for a Paralyzer item. I think that should be recon only. Maybe even if it was just like a pulsing Paralyzer, not where you constantly see them 24/7, but like if it was like, you know, as it pulsed, you saw them for 1 or 2 seconds. That would be balanced. Alright, weapons. Fixed level of detail issues for weapons in the content pack preview. So for that, the content pack preview, I believe, is just over here, like when you go here and you check the weapons. Tap 9 balancing changes. Damage now 105 was 120. Limb multipliers now 65% of base damage was 75. Alright, so 105 times 0.65 is 68.25 damage to the limbs is how much you'll hit per shot. Headshot multiplier. Now 1.75 base damage was 2. So 105 times 1.75 equals 183 damage for a headshot. Still high, still steep if you ask me. I understand it's a Desert Eagle essentially. I would like to see that come down to like closer to 1.5. If we could get it to 1.6, I'd be happy with that. I still just think the Tap 9 is going to be, you know, you're going to be leading with a fight, you're going to be finishing a fight with a Tap 9. Recoil per shot increased by roughly 20%. This I like to see, especially for hipfire, because the hipfire isn't that good on it if they're anywhere outside of like 15 meters. Now 20%, we'll see how that goes when it comes to aim down sight, especially when you have, you know, accuracy attachments on it. We'll see. Maximum damage drop-off range reduced to 25.6 meters was 28.4. Okay, so a little bit of damage drop-off increase. 25 meters is still a far way to be dealing 105 damage per shot with a pistol. I would like to see that come closer to like the, I don't know, 17 meter range. That's asking a lot, but really I think that's where it should be for damage drop off. Alright. Armor is now the default consumable. What they mean by this is now when you press 4 if you're on mouse and keyboard, you are going to instantly equip armor. Whether you have armor or whether you've picked up an adreno shot, I still believe it's going to be armor first. I need to get in game and check this out, but from this, that's what I am understanding. Obviously, if you're on controller, you just need to press whatever on your D-pad to get your armor, and then it would be instantly equipped. I know this has been a very common issue for new players. They're wondering, how do I get armor? How do I get armor? It's if you don't hold down that button, you can't switch between armor and adreno shots, aka stims. Alright, various fixes. Fixed an issue where the FPS counter would not display the correct FPS when motion boost is active. I was experiencing this myself. I play on a lower end GPU. I'm on the highest in the 1600 series, which is the 1660 Ti. My CPU is rather good, but man, playing this game is just a challenge for me. So when the FPS were already low and then it was telling me I was around 90, but it felt like 30, you know, it was rather frustrating. Glad to see this change. Resolved the issue with mouse or controller sensitivity settings not saving when the game is restarted. Thankfully, I did not run into this. I play on a very low sense. It would be very easy for me to tell if my settings were messed up. I'm glad to see that they are having more optimization for that. Resolved the issues with assigning actions to left and right triggers using a controller. This would be another... So left and right triggers to me, I think they're just talking about L1, R1. You know, obviously that's your cyberlimbs, that's your aim, that's your shoot, so this is a wonderful fix if that actually did patch any issues there. Fixed a crash occurring during party customization. I didn't ever run into this. I'm not really sure exactly what it's referencing to. Party customization kind of sounds like it's when you're inviting someone or when you're leaving a party. Fixed a black screen issue when previewing certain vulture barrel attachments. I didn't see that either, but that's awesome. Just another mini optimization for quality life. Fixed FSR temporal upscaler not properly getting sample resolution fraction. Please, please, please tell me that the game is going to be running a tiny bit smoother now if I use FSR, which I have been using FSR recently. I'm still personally not sure what the best graphical settings are in this game. I'm still trying to figure it out because obviously I'm running lower than the recommended lowest GPU for this. So, you know, it's always a challenge trying to get what works best for you. But please go ahead and tinker around with your settings. You can get this game playing rather decent even on low FPS. If you get it to, like, let's say if you're editing your game files and you're capping your frames at like 50, I know that sounds extremely low, but you just need to make sure that your frames are steady. If you're having constant frame drops when you're at 100, like capped at 100 and it's dropping down to 40, you definitely need to cap a little closer to that 40 mark. Now, not all settings in game you're able to go like, you know, every 30 frames I believe or so to cap it, something like that. So you do need to edit your game files sometimes, but I'm telling you, FSR is probably the better move right now. Alright everybody, that concludes our patch notes for November 6th. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't, please leave a like, subscribe, and have fun in Teardrop.